What we're going to talk about here is how to do your how to work with your pencils, how to put different types of points on your pencils. If you don't have these materials with you this morning, don't worry. Just watch, follow along. If all that you have is a mechanical pencil sharpener, you'll be fine. I'm going to show you a strategy for using your mechanically sharpened pencils as well. Look, if all you have is a biro pen or some textures, just stick around. You can draw with those too. All right, now the idea here with your pencils, and again, this is a little wood carving tribute to L.J. Harvey here this morning. What we're going to try to do with your pencils is put the most versatile point on your pencil that we can. This type of point that's made with a standard here, I'll hold it up close, of course. Y'all are familiar with this kind of a conical pencil point. That type of pencil point, which is put on by a standard pencil sharpener, whether that's the old crank style standard pencil sharpener or one of these cruel little wedge shaped ones that they buy for kids, and these things are awful. You should just bury these in your yard. But that type of point is what's called a standard point, also sometimes called a perfect point. One of the problems with this type of point and this type of pencil sharpener is it's just grinding away at your pencils. It's taking away as much of a huge amount of your pencil in order to put that really fine point on. The other problem with that is that fine point lasts for a very, very brief amount of time before it dulls, and then you've got to resharpen it again, and you're going to grind through your pencils. And if you're like me, you will get very attached to certain pencils that you draw with, and you don't want to just grind them down to dust. Now, your pencils, for those of you who have a pencil with you right now, I'm going to switch over to the other camera. Those of you who have your pencils with you, you will notice that somewhere on your pencil, probably towards the end of your pencil, there will be a code written on it. And that code indicates the hardness of your pencil. Some of you might already be aware of this. So this is one of my kids' pencils bought at Office Works as part of their book list. And it says at the very butt end of the pencil, it says HB. I've got to get my H's right. It says HB right at the end. This one at the end says 2B. I'll show you another one here. This one at the code at the end says 6B. All of those codes refer to the relative hardness or softness of the pencil. Now, pencils are coded from H to B. H is hard, B is soft. Now, every pencil manufacturer is different. What causes the difference in the hardness, the relative hardness or softness of those pencils is the amount of graphite that's in the core of the pencil relative to the amount of clay. And that's what the core of your pencil is. It's clay mixed with graphite. And that's what creates your pencil. Now, if it's got graphite as a soft form of carbon, very, very soft, in fact, so soft that powdered graphite is used as a lubricant for all you locksmiths out there, you know what I'm talking about. But if it were pure graphite, it would just crumble. It would just fall apart. But when it's mixed with clay, that gives it its hardness and its body. If it's got very little clay in it, it's going to be soft and dark. If it's got a lot of clay mixed in with it, it's going to be hard. Right in the middle, the sort of standard middle pencil is the HB. All right, so that is a middle pencil, but unfortunately there is no international standard for pencils. So one pencil's manufacturer, HB, might be like another pencil manufacturer's 2B or another's 2H. So it really depends on the pencil, which is why different artists will get to different brands of pencils or different types of pencils that they really like a lot. Now, as the numbers go up, it gets either harder or softer. So right here I have for you a pencil I bought in Venice about 20 years ago. And you can see there's still quite a lot of this pencil left. This is the infamous 10H pencil. It is the hardest pencil that you can buy. I think I've sharpened it maybe twice in my life. And it's like drawing with a nail. It barely makes any mark at all because there's so little graphite in it, and it's got a really, really stiff clay. On the other end of the spectrum, you have the 10B, which is the softest pencil. And let me see if I've got a 10B here. I've got a 6B. I've got a 9B. I might not have a 10B right here in my pile, but this is an 8B. So that was the 10H right there. Now this is an 8B, and you'll see the difference there. just how soft and how dark that is. So as you go up in your H's, you're getting harder and harder and harder. As you go up in your B's, you're getting softer and softer. You'll find in most sketch classes, artists will typically say they're using a 4B or a 6B. That's a good soft pencil for doing sketches. This is a 6B pencil right here. All right. So that's what you're, so if you have a pencil, you can look at it right now and you'll get a sense of how hard or soft it is. Now, putting the proper point on your pencil. For those of you who have mechanical pencil sharpeners, and you're going to be sharpening your pencils by just grinding them, or you have an old-fashioned one like that, and you put on a standard point or a perfect point, what I'm going to ask you to do today is practice holding that pencil under your hand like this, rather than holding it upright like this between your fingers. Because if you hold that pencil under your hand like that, when you want to draw straight lines, what you can do is drag that pencil with the long axis of the pencil lead like that. And you'll get a nice fine line. You'll get a nice fine line, but you also won't be grinding away the tip of that pencil. All right. Now, the other thing that you can do if you hold the pencil like that, you can get a nice fine line. The other thing that you can do is then just scrub sideways to get that soft, long edge of the pencil for shading, right, or creating tone. So by just dragging with the long axis or working across, you can get a variety of different line weights there. So I'd like you to practice. If you've only ever used a standard pencil like this before to draw, give that a try today. It's going to feel a bit uncomfortable at first, but I think you'll really, you'll get the hang of it fairly quickly and see the different types of things that you can do.